Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we watch all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear, and then discuss them over a glass of wine, or Delicium cough syrup. And I'm Patrick M. Dunn. You probably recognize me from the previous 60-something episodes. And I'm joined here, as always, by Kat Halstead, the author.
What up? 2016 can kiss my fucking ass.
Yes, so literally 5 minutes ago, we were just about to start recording, and I happened to cruise through TMZ, and we just saw that one of TV's dads, Ben Seaver, was that his name? Mike Seaver?
No, he played Jason Seaver. Alan Thicke played Jason Seaver, one of America's favorite TV dads.
Has died at the age of 69.
Yes.
Yeah, so we lost Carol Brady and Jason Seaver in less than a month.
2016? Who hurt you?
Yes, so maybe 2017 will be cooler.
God, I hope so.
Maybe they will uncancel some of our favorite shows.
Maybe.
Maybe they will cancel Fuller House finally.
You're not a fan of Fuller House?
No, Candace Cameron Bure can kiss it.
I love Candace Cameron Bure. Alan Thicke was just on Fuller House. He played her date in an episode.
Oh, she's going out for the daddies.
Yeah.
She needs herself a silver fox.
She was set up with him by one of the other guy's girlfriends.
So I guess there won't be a second date in season 3.
No, there will not.
The good news is there's only 2 weeks left of 2016, so...
Knock on wood that nothing else ridiculous happens.
Knock on Dave Coulier's wood character's forehead or whatever.
Mr. Woodchuck?
Yeah. Knock on whatever tree that he bites on.
What are we doing tonight? This is depressing.
Yeah, despite the depressing times, we are still in our holly jolly season of Christmas. This is our 3rd Christmas episode of the season, and we are going to a different world. Which is a different world than The Cosby Show.
It is. It's a different world.
We decided very early on in the podcast that we will never do a Cosby Show episode ever again.
Okay, to be fair, we did an episode of The Cosby Show, and we had plans to do others. I found an old list the other day where we had another episode of The Cosby Show on it, but not long after we recorded our podcast. The truth about Bill Cosby really, came full on out, so...
Although I had a genius idea today. In our Saved by the Bell the College Years episode, we recasted Screech with a beach ball. We could do The Cosby Show again and clone Claire Huxtable and have the Claire clone be Cliff.
That is something we can think about for the future, yes.
For 2017 when we run out of TV shows to do.
Which I don't think we're close to yet.
No, we still have 200 episodes of The Golden Girls to go through.
Yeah. And I already know what I want to do for one of the next year's Christmas episodes, because I thought it was hilarious when I watched it this morning.
So write that down on your list and join us 365 days from now and listen to that episode.
Where we discuss Kevin Can Wait's first Christmas episode.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are we doing a Kevin Can Wait? Have we hit that low? We're not even going to do King of Queens. We're going to go do Kevin Can Wait.
You go on to the CBS All Access app later tonight and you watch it and you tell me it's not a great Christmas episode.
All right. You know what? I don't hate Kevin James. I love King of Queens, and I'm sure it's great, but I just haven't pulled myself to watch it yet.
I did not have high expectations, and I have found myself enjoying it. There's a few things I would retool maybe, but it's actually quite enjoyable. Adam Sandler has already done a guest appearance.
Oh, wow. He's pulling out all the high rollers.
Well, they're besties and all.
That is true, ever since Grown Ups or whatever it was. 1 and 2.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, see, I only allow myself to watch a TV series with one person from King of Queens a year, and I already blew my 2016 load on Leah Remini's Scientology show, so... Kevin can wait until next year.
Or at least until Leah Remini's show is over.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she will. They're probably already hashing out the details right as we're speaking. She's in a conference room right now being all right, I'll do this episode.
Oh, I'm sure.
Was that a good impression of Leah Remini?
Considering you've got what did I call it before? Sneezels? The sneezels? Then yes.
Yeah, so this has been a sickly month for us.
Yes, it has. I have not gotten sick very often since we started doing this podcast. And last week I was down.
You had the swine flu and you recovered?
Thank God for cayenne pepper. I think that's the only way I survived.
So apparently Kat is some kind of like homeopathic goddess because she invented this concoction that is supposedly saving my life.
Well, okay, so I was looking up natural decongestants, and my friend Joe, who may or may not listen to the podcast,
Shout out to Joe,
mentioned that cayenne pepper really does work. I took some black tea, and I took my honey and my lemon, and then I put a little bit of the cayenne pepper in the tea, and I also put a little bit on my food, because I do not do spicy food at all, so I'm not used to the heat. But like the next day, my sinuses were clear. I could breathe again, I could see again, because my eyes had been watering so much, so it worked better than the over-the-counter stuff.
There you have it. Kat is spilling the tea on the tea used to save our lives. Put that on the website. Put the recipe on the website. A very special podcast.com. All right. So what episode of A Different World are we doing tonight?
We are doing an episode called For Whom the Jingle Bell Tolls.
It's a season 3, episode 10, and it aired on December 21st, 1989.
Okay, 1989. Wow.
And I didn't watch the show.
You didn't?
It didn't even faze me. I didn't even know it existed until like after it ended.
Oh, see, I watched it. It was probably one of my favorite shows, actually.
It does hold up, I will say that.
It really does, because a lot of shows from the 80s do not hold up as well as they could.
Yeah, and the show pushed issues, too. Things got very tense.
Yes, it was very on point.
Social justice warriors would have a field day with the show today. They would love it. They would eat everything up.
They really would. This would be their mecca.
A Different World theme song would be, like, their anthem. Mm-hmm. All right, so shall we talk about what was on this night on December 21st, 1989?
Yes, tell me what was on this night.
So first off, I'm really surprised that there were new episodes on this late in December.
You know, that I was thinking about that when I was looking at the date. I was like, that's really late into the season to still be having new stuff. But I think back then, I feel like they took it a little longer up till Christmas.
But on 8 p.m. on ABC... they had a special on that night. I'm guessing it was a documentary because I couldn't find any info about it, but it was called Psychic Detectives.
Psych Detective, okay.
This must have been around the time when the Psychic Friends Network was taking off. The world is eating up this idea of psychics, so now they're being employed by the police and they are solving crimes.
Well, like, these are totally the people who are probably on, like, Phil Donahue or Sally Jesse Raphael, like, saying, oh, this is what happened to so-and-so who was abducted or banished or whatever. And then, like, years later, you find out this psychic was totally wrong.
But CBS played a little safer than Psychic Detectives. This hour, they aired 2 holiday specials. One of them, I believe, we discussed. Actually, I think both of them. The first one was a Garfield Christmas special.
Okay.
And the next one was a claymation Christmas carol, which I think we briefly talked about doing this because wasn't the California Raisins involved in it?
No, the California Raisins have their own claymation special.
Oh, I thought they were part of like a block of them. Maybe I'm wrong then.
No, they had their own special. There's like a California Raisins Christmas special.
Oh, okay. Then I don't think I know what this is then, so I don't know. We'll have to...
I don't either. Like, you know what? I really don't have any memories of watching the actual claymation stuff. Besides California Raisins.
My apologies to our, 6 listeners. Heather is going to send us a correction tweet and fill in some blanks. So shout out to Heather. All right, so shall I talk about what was on NBC?
Yes, what else? Okay, what night was this? Was this a Monday or a Tuesday? I think it's like a Thursday.
Yep, it's a must-see TV night. Yeah, it's a Thursday night, so obviously The Cosby Show and A Different World are on NBC this night, in this hour. And The Cosby Show was a rerun this night, but A Different World was new. So maybe, the previous week, maybe The Cosby did, an hour-long episode.
Or they just didn't do a Christmas episode this year? I'm trying to remember The Cosby Show doing Christmas episodes.
All right, the 9 o'clock hour, ABC had a Western called The Young Riders.
Okay.
Which, I've never heard of the show, but it ran for 3 seasons. It starred Josh Brolin, Stephen Baldwin, and Melissa Leo.
I think my family watched that.
It was a blatant ripoff of the 1988 film Young Guns, and the film studios actually tried to sue ABC for copyright infringement.
Totally think my mom watched this, my grandparents or something.
Yeah, I don't recall it, but I probably would have watched it if I was a little older because I liked Young Guns, but I clearly was not old enough to watch this kind of shit on ABC in 1989.
Yeah.
All right, on CBS, another show I've never heard of. It's called Island Son with Richard Chamberlain. It's a medical drama based on a series of miniseries that like aired over the years.
Okay. And
they just like eventually spun the show off into a TV series about like a doctor in Hawaii. I don't know. I didn't really care that much, to be honest with you. And then NBC, they had reruns of the next two shows on, but the first one is Cheers. We know that show.
Cheers!
And I know we've talked about this show in the past. I can't remember when or why, but Dear John.
Okay, yes, that came up. Why did that come up? That came up for some reason.
So it was a sitcom starring Judd Hirsch, and I believe he was divorced in the show.
Yeah, like he was a guy who came home from like a business trip and finds the Dear John letter on the mantle. I can like picture the freaking opening sequence of the show. I never watched it. My mom watched it though. But like he'd come home and he was in like some single support group and trying to like get his life back together because he's trying to like figure out what he does now as like a single guy instead of like being the married man that he was.
Yeah, and it lasted a few years, like 4 or 5 seasons. It hit that syndication peak. And I didn't know this, but it was still on TV as of last year. Antenna TV aired it for a little while.
Okay. Antenna TV, I love you, I miss you.
Yeah, I don't have you anymore, so make an app on Apple TV, please, and I will find a way to watch you.
Get on Xfinity in the Springs and I can watch you.
Are you ready for the 10 p.m. hour?
Okay, yeah.
All right, ABC at 10 had Primetime Live, which I think was that like a Barbara Walters thing?
Like Diane Sawyer.
Okay, I knew it was one of those ladies.
It was just one of those news magazines.
Yeah, just they would probably have like stories about psychic detectives.
Or the Dilly quintuplets or whatever they were.
Or the girl that fell in a well.
Exactly.
CBS had a very steamy primetime soap, Knots Landing, and NBC had LA Law, which is a show I've never watched.
I have never watched it either.
Yeah, isn't Harry Hamlin in it?
Yeah, like Harry Hamlin, Susan Day.
Shout out to Susan Day.
Like, other people were in it, and I'm blank. Like, names you would know were on it.
It's just a legal drama. This is kind of pre-Law and Order.
Actually, I want to say Law and Order probably started this year, I think.
Yeah, probably. Instead of the dark streets of New York City, you kind of get the flashiness and the bright lights of Hollywood, so...
The only thing I really know about LA Law is they killed somebody with the elevator shaft. Like, they fell down an elevator shaft, like Joey on Friends.
Or like on the Las Vegas series, Lara Flynn Boyle like flying off the roof of the hotel. Like a wind gust takes her off.
Okay, well, we're done with that crazy arc.
Her character was awful, and she pretty much was gonna like take down everybody, and then it's just like, oh, let's just have a gust of wind like blow her off the roof of the what was it, the Montague Hotel or something?
Montecito?
And they would always do, whenever an NBC show would have like a Las Vegas episode, they would always go to the Montecito.
Yes.
There definitely was like a Heroes episode that took place there.
And I just remember John Elway and John Bon Jovi would guest star because of the arena football team.
Oh yeah. God damn it. Fucking NBC and their synergy.
At least they used to have synergy.
Before we get into the episode, shall I do the TV Guide summary?
Yes, give me this TV Guide summary.
Alright, so this is like a new segment of the show in which I dig up an old TV Guide issue, but I really just go to their website, and I read the description, and we have discovered that they often tend to be wrong.
Yes, that's true. It's very odd.
Sometimes the descriptions are very passive-aggressive.
Like, you can tell the writer is bitter that this is what they're writing.
It's basically like a tweet, like 140 characters.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be surprised by this one.
Okay.
With Christmas coming, Whitley is a humbug, so it's time to humble her by conjuring up the ghosts of Christmas's past, present, and future.
I mean, that's it. That's the episode right there.
And the writer threw in a little joke, like Whitley being a humbug, but she's going to get humbled.
I wouldn't mind that job.
Before we actually start discussing the episode, there are things about the show that you may not know.
Okay, let's hear it.
So the original premise was completely different than the end result. In the very beginning, A Different World was envisioned as a show about a white girl's experience while attending a historically black college.
Okay, yes.
Meg Ryan was tapped as the lead role, but before she even started filming, she decided to concentrate on her film work.
Okay, so then that's when we get Marissa Tomei as Maggie.
Yes, and they also ushered in Lisa Bonet as Denise Huxtable, so it basically ended up becoming a spin-off of The Cosby Show.
And it wasn't originally intended to be a spin-off.
And then, after the first season, Lisa Bonet left the show because she got knocked up by her husband Lenny Kravitz, and producers felt that seeing a pregnant Denise would be uncomfortably.
Well, yeah, and she was so important to the show that if you kept her, you couldn't just hide her.
Instead, I think this is when she moved to Africa, where she met her husband eventually.
Yes, this is when Denise decided she needed to go find herself. She dropped out of college, she needed to go find herself, and went to Africa with a photographer. And then she comes back a while later, and she's married to a guy in the military.
Who has a baby.
It's not a baby, she was a girl. She was a little girl.
She was 2 or 3, so it's still technically a baby. It's Raven Simone. Let's just throw that out there.
Yes.
So after Denise left, they revamped the show and promoted Jasmine Guy, who played kind of the bitchy friend Whitley.
Yes, Whitley, kind of like that rich snobby girl who's in your hall who thinks she's better than everybody, and you kind of just have to be nice to her because you're just gonna see her every freaking day.
She was just supposed to be the background character who everyone hated but always showed up.
Supposed to be the spoiler.
After Lisa Bonet left, Jasmine Guy pretty much had a big payday right here, so she now ran the show basically.
They let her grow. They let Whitley grow. They also, because Dwayne Wayne was supposed to be the love interest for Denise, they shifted him to Whitley. And you get one of TV's greatest couples.
I wouldn't go that far.
Dwayne and Whitley are one of the greatest couples.
If you say so.
Do we need to have another argument about this kind of thing?
I wouldn't say it was the television's greatest couple of all time, but...
Well, I'm not saying all time, but they're in the top 10.
Have you not seen Lucy and Desi, or Roseanne and Dan, or Charles and Gwendolyn Pierce?
I can't see how you don't see Whitley and Dwayne as one of the greatest couples.
Top 50, maybe. I wouldn't say top 10.
They're totally top 10.
You might have to send me a compilation video that someone made on YouTube with a romantic song, a Boyz II Men slow jam playing in the background.
Don't think I won't. You know I will.
You know, the way the millennials will cut together clips from the Vampire Diaries of their favorite characters, and they'll play a Vanessa Carlton song.
Whatever counts as a love song today, because I haven't heard a decent new love song in a decade.
Maybe when I do the Instagram post, I will make a video of Dwayne and Jasmine Guy's character with a sexy Mariah Carey song from the early 90s playing over it.
I was watching an interview with Dawn Lewis, who played Jaleesa, and she was talking about how when she auditioned for the show, first she couldn't get the audition, they didn't want to see her, but she finally gets it, and she gets the audition, and she gets the call that she's able to go in, and then she gets a call from somebody else 10 minutes later asking her to help work on the theme song for the show. So she's kind of okay. And then she calls back casting and she's like, did you guys just, is this real? And they're like, yeah, this is real. So at this point, casting and the music department do not know that they're both working with her. So it's she does theme song, she does her auditions, she gets the role, and it's then that everybody finds out that she's the person who did this, and this.
So she's a versatile character / actress. Dawn Lewis, if you are hearing this, come on our podcast. And I believe it's Dawn with 2 N's. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So definitely come on our podcast, and you can tell us all about these wild days on A Different World. All right. So shall we get into the episode?
Okay. So it's getting near Christmas, finals are pretty much done because everybody's just kind of chilling out in their dorm rooms, just getting ready to leave, getting ready to go home for Christmas, but they're going to have a tree trimming in the lobby.
A little party downstairs.
I mean, it's 1989, so I guess this thing is okay to do. I don't think you could do that today.
Is it because of the different religions and backgrounds?
I don't think we didn't do anything like that in my college. And that was 2001, 2005. We never did anything like that.
Yeah, but 1989 and Virginia is a different world.
Yes, that's true.
We are in a time where you could hang posters of Arthur Ashe on your walls, and adopt humpback whales for your friends?
Because Freddie announces that's what she's giving everybody. She's like, I've adopted humpback whales for you. That's why you don't have your presents yet.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Okay, what about it?
Well, because you have been on a fuck the whales rant the last couple episodes of the podcast, so I was just curious.
Okay, it wasn't the whales. It was Free Willy. It was just one whale in that stupid fucking movie. Oh, wait. There was maybe another rant, wasn't there, in the group chat?
There was. We are in a group chat, and for some reason we started talking about whales again. And you said something like fuck Lisa Simpson, nuke the whales, or whatever. I don't remember what you said.
Oh my god. Okay, so it was the episode where there's the whale, and Lisa tries to save it. I wasn't as serious with that as I was with Free Willy. Like, Free Willy can fuck off.
Well, Free Willy did fuck off. Free Willy is no longer with us. And I imagine the whales that Freddie adopted for her roommates, they're probably no longer with us either, so it's a very somber episode knowing that. Well, I don't know how long whales live for, though. How long do they live for?
I don't know. Let's ask Google. How long do whales live for?
Whale lifespan. Killer whale, 29 years. Humpback whale, 45 to 50 years. Sperm whale, 70 years. And others.
Damn, Gina. So those humpback whales could still be kicking then.
They really could be. Holy crap.
They could be swimming around looking for Jasmine Guy as we record this.
They're looking for Jaleesa, Kim, and Whitley. Like, you adopted us. You got a picture of our tail.
Yeah, they're looking for a canal that'll, like, swim through Hillman.
Yeah, so, like, Kim and Jaleesa are practicing carols, and Freddie tries to sing, but it's awful.
Yeah, she sounds like me at karaoke. Just can't hit any notes. She's not in rhythm. She sounds like a dying cat.
She's not even singing the right... I don't think she's singing the right words. She's doing something. She's just trying to be, like, jazzy.
She gets every other word wrong. They're singing Hark. Was it Hark the Angels Herald Sing?
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn king.
See, I'm just like Freddie. I'm getting the words wrong. So, if I had to do a different world personality quiz, I would probably be Freddie.
You think you would be Freddie? I don't know who I would be. That's interesting. I think I'm going to look for one later.
Do you think BuzzFeed has one?
Probably.
If they do not, we should make one up.
BuzzFeed has one. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm going to find out what different world character you are right now, Patrick. Okay, what would you spend your last dollar on? Shoes, gadgets, gambling, student loans, charity, or travel?
Travel.
In college, you were a nerd, involved in everything, didn't go or finish college, popular, an activist, or a hustler.
Hustler. I lied. I didn't go. Whatever. Was that one like didn't finish or whatever?
What's your idea of a good time? Netflix and chill, museum, live music, sports bar, meaningful conversation, or a psychic reading?
A psychic reading.
Pick a hashtag. Hashtag Black Girls Rock. Hashtag Carefree Black Girl. Hashtag Flawless. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Hashtag Woman Crush Wednesday. Or I'm not into hashtags.
Hashtag Flawless.
What's your clapback style? Twitter rant. Ignore. Post a bomb-ass selfie. Attack their morals. Read them to filth. Success.
Attack their morals.
Who is your cell phone carrier? AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, Metro PCS, or I keep switching?
I keep switching.
You are Freddie.
Yes, I am Freddie. I always knew I was a Freddie. See, we didn't have to do the stupid quiz. I am a Freddie.
You are Freddie. Wow.
Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
I'm glad you got that out of the way, yeah.
Because I did relate to her when I watched this episode. When she was, like, sitting in her dorm next to that sad, pathetic Christmas tree that she used.
That was, Dwayne and Ron's apartment.
Well, she was still there, though, by herself.
Yeah, that was really sad.
And she was using a wine bottle as a Christmas tree stand.
Yeah, that I was like, wow.
That is totally something that I would do. Because I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna go fucking buy a tree stand for this, like, tiny-ass twig that she probably went out into the woods behind Hillman, behind her dorm, and just found, like, a tiny sapling that was just sticking out of the ground, pulled it out, and just stuck it in the wine bottle, and was like, all right, this is gonna be my Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Where did her parents go? I can't remember.
A soil conference?
Oh, yeah, I had that in my notes. So her parents went to a soil conference. I'm guessing, are they farmers? Like, what are they?
They're like hippies. I don't know. And just an FYI, I'm a Denise.
If I was going to be a Huxtable, I definitely want to be either a Rudy or a Theo.
I am probably way more a Theo than a Denise.
Well, what is the chance of error in this? Do you get a percentage?
I mean, who knows? All right, so Whitley comes in because she was Christmas shopping at the mall, and she just had, like, the worst mall experience. Because, let's be real, malls are the absolute worst at Christmas time.
They're the absolute worst anytime.
Well, you know what? If you're going to the mall, you gotta go when everybody else is at work. You gotta take the day off to do your shopping.
Like a Wednesday?
Yeah, like a Wednesday or Tuesday. Okay, so I used to live in Minnesota, and we would go to the Mall of America once in a while. And if you go on, like, a weekend or a day when, like, people are off from work or whatever, like a holiday, that place is packed. You can barely move around. But if you go on, like, just a regular Tuesday afternoon, totally different experience. Way more laid back.
No one's bothering you at the Banana Republic.
Yeah, you can just, like, you can walk without having to, like, dodge through crowds, large groups of people or anything. So Whitley she just had the worst experience at the mall, and then she gets back to her room. She doesn't want to think about Christmas because she's not feeling Christmas at all. She's got no reason to. Her mother wants to take her to the south of France.
She doesn't want to go to the south of France. She just wants to chill in her hometown of Richmond.
Yeah, she just wants to have Christmas, but it's not happening.
Yeah, she's just like, fuck this. I just want to go back home. I think her mom calls her. She's like, oh, this time tomorrow we're going to be in the south of France, like chilling with the Pumphreys.
Why do you want to chill with this other family?
Maybe like the Pumphreys they're like the Bundys and the Darcys. They're just like, they've always been neighbors.
Maybe. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like that kind of, they're our best family friends.
So Whitley tells her mom, she's like, you know what, I'm not going. I'm just going to stay at home in Richmond by myself, throw up my feet, watch a new Tom Cruise movie that probably just came out, or whoever the big star was.
Denzel Washington.
What was he in at this point in time?
I don't know. Making me look stuff up.
I was going to say Malcolm X, but I think that was like more 90s.
That was 90s, yeah.
Freddie, as we already mentioned, she's going to stay by at the dorm. Jaleesa is going home. I think everyone else is going home.
Yeah, she's going to hang around. Okay, so did your school let you hang around for holidays?
No, we've talked about this every time we do a holiday episode that has a character staying behind.
Really? We've talked about this before? I obviously don't remember.
It came up in the Saved by the Bell Thanksgiving episode. It came up in the Jonathan Taylor Thomas movie we did last year. Whenever we do this type of theme, you always ask that question.
I always ask this question because it's so weird to me. These people stay.
You just can't face the facts and write it off as a television trope.
I can't. Like, there has to be somewhere that lets you stay. Because it's like, why are these people still here?
You mean you don't lose your mind over this stupid Charles Dickens Christmas Carol trope that's been done in like every TV series ever? You just you draw the line at Freddie has to stay back at school this Christmas.
That's where I draw the line because I am so twisted.
You're like, this shit ain't believable.
I can totally buy that Whitley gets visited by 3 ghosts, but I cannot buy that the school is going to let Freddie stay for Christmas.
Especially a fancy-ass place like Hillman. Because this is like the college of all colleges.
Yeah.
So this is the part where Whitley falls asleep. Everyone goes down to the tree trimming party. And we don't know if this really happened or if it's just a weird dream that she had from the souvlaki stick that she had at the mall. So she wakes up and her mom is kind of like floating over her bed in this like silk shiny robe. And she has like, did you notice that there were credit cards attached to her robe?
I have that in my notes. She's got like, because she's like the Marley character. So she's got the like gold and silver necklaces, beads, like Christmas beads, kind of all over. And she's got credit cards on her because, you know, they're a wealthy family that just spends. But yeah, so she's like she's telling Whitley, you know, you're going to get visited by these 3 free spirits.
And she points out that not the type of people they're used to.
Which these are people Whitley deals with every day, but her mother doesn't.
In a normal Christmas Carol circumstance on television series, the ghosts are always characters from the movie or show you're watching. They obviously didn't want to bring in 3 unknown free spirits, so we got Sinbad, Don Lewis was one, and who was the other one?
The guy who owns the restaurant they're always at, the Hub.
Okay, the older guy. Yeah, I didn't know his name.
It's the first episode I've watched in, like, forever.
And I don't think I ever knew his name, to be honest with you. He was always just kind of there. But Whitley's not in the mood to entertain these spirits. She's like, fuck, you mean there's 3 people coming tonight?
Like, who has time for visitors? Nobody wants visitors. Screw that. I just want to be left alone. I want to just do my thing, you know?
Yep, and then Ghost Mama warns Whitley that she will die alone. She will grow up to be this weird old lady. Mm-hmm. Oh, Whitley is sleeping with flannel pajamas. And Ghost Mama tells Whitley that she looks like she's dressed to fry up a batch of hush puppies.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Ghost Mama has sass.
Yes, she does. Well, she's kind of sassy, like...
Wouldn't it be kind of unsettling, though, to see this? To like, even in her dream, Whitley is not... Like, she just is like, get out of my room, Mom. Like, stop floating over my bed.
But you know what? When you're in a dream, it makes sense at that moment.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Like, at that moment, it makes perfect sense that Mama's there, dressed like this, saying you're going to get visited by 3 free spirits.
First spirit that shows up is the ghost of Christmas past, and it's played by that old guy that we just talked about, whose name we couldn't remember. I mean, his plot is pretty obvious. He's going to shine a light onto Whitley's past. He's in a rush, though. He only has an hour, because then he's going to be off for the next 2 weeks fishing, so... He's trying to, like, get the show on the road, and Whitley's like, Jesus Christ, like, it's not like I came to you, you came to me.
Like, okay, and even if he only had an hour, I mean, I know it's a TV show, so time is condensed. I feel like we could have maybe gotten another glimpse at Whitley's past instead of just that one scene that we got.
We fly back to Whitley Manor. I don't know what else to call it. Whitney's a child. She's a little girl. She's a little snobby girl. Like, her and her mom have these, like, matching robes on.
Yes, they got matching robes, and they get matching watches for Christmas, and it's all... air kisses and poodles and pink Christmas trees.
Mama Whitley tells her that she looks beautiful except for her hair because she has a cowlick. Then there's a, what's the dog's name? Titi?
Titi, yeah.
Titi is like a poodle. She's just kind of like chilling on a chair. And even the dog gets these huge ass presents.
Yeah, the dog gets this huge present. Like, come on. Dog doesn't need a huge present. My dogs are happy to get, like, a new bag of dog treats. Maybe a toy that they can, like, fight over.
Whitley's like, can we open up one gift before we go to bed? I want to open up this one. And Mama's like, no, Whitley, that's for the dog. No, that's for the baby. You get this tiny-ass package. But it was, like, a gold watch or something.
Yeah, but Whitley's, like, 8 at this point. What 8-year-old needs a gold watch?
Whitley, I mean, they're obviously loaded.
Daddy just takes the pictures while they pose around the big giant box.
Yeah, and Daddy's like, say cheese, and they're both like, fromage.
Like, just cheesy 80s rich people on TV kind of things.
So now, Invisible Whitley, who is watching this as an adult, she hears that they're going to go have a little rendezvous with the Pumphreys, and she's like, oh shit, as an invisible person, I'm going to go have this rendezvous with the Pumphreys. And Ghost of Christmas Past is like, we don't got time for that shit.
Yeah, like, I thought after that we were going to get, like, maybe something of teenage Whitley.
Why she became sassy?
Yeah, and we got nothing, so I was a little disappointed.
Instead, we cut to, actually, which ends up being my favorite part of the episode, is when they're in the present and they get to go to the tree trimming party.
Yes, the tree trimming party. Okay, so who's the ghost of Christmas present?
It is fucking Sinbad.
Woo-woo, who played Coach Walter Oakes on the show.
And he's laid back as the ghost. He's just chilling on Whitley's bed, eating a turkey leg. He sucks at being a ghost. He can't walk through walls. Like, it takes him 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, he always has to try again.
Tries to, like, make doors open, like, by flicking his wrist, and he can't do it. They then go down to the tree trimming party, and they're doing that thing where, like, everyone's like, Whitley sucks kind of thing.
Well, Dwayne's like, where is she? And Kim's all like, oh, she's sleeping.
She don't care about any of us.
Here's a question. Like, what freaking time of night did Whitley go to bed that they're all downstairs partying and trimming a tree?
It was 10 p.m. That's because they said that the tree trimming party was at 10.
Oh.
That was when she was in bed at 10:30, and they said the first ghost would come at 11. They kept showing the clock in the background for some reason. I don't know why, but the camera kept focusing on it.
Okay, I missed that. I was just, like, confused why this party was so late.
They don't have shit to do. They're stuck there for another couple of days. Classes are over. They just want to kind of let loose now and chill, and if that means stay up till, like, 4 a.m. singing Christmas carols, then...
But why is the math professor there and the guy who runs the food court?
There's definitely, like, a boundary that they crossed right there.
What in the word, just for the little joke about setting the math professor up with the guy's sister-in-law again. Like, come on.
Then they're kind of like, hey, Jaleesa, sing us a Christmas jam. And she sings the 12 Days of Christmas, but she adds like a little spice to it.
It's Hillman style. 5 onion rings, 4 flunking freshmen, 3 French kisses, 2 butts up bumping to an MC Hammer CD.
Then we get a mistletoe alert. Freddie and Dwayne are now caught under the mistletoe, and they have to do a little smooching.
Yes, and this is around the time where the Dwayne and Whitley thing really started to simmer and start.
They're doing the will they, won't they kind of thing.
It was it was before like you really got into them. Like, yes, this is where it is. But there's a flirtation, there's an attraction. But is Whitley really going to go for Dwayne?
Right after the mistletoe incident, this is where Dwayne's like, you know what, I'm going to be around for like an extra couple of days right up to Christmas Eve if you just want to come up and chill with me. It'll just be the two of us, building castles in the sky.
Like, come hang out at my apartment instead of here on campus.
Freddie's like, sure, you know what, I'll take you up on it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting around taking these Cosmo quizzes, so yeah, sure.
Really, what is she going to do?
The Grim Reaper shows up. It's really Jaleesa, but
it's the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
She takes Whitley to the future, which is a really weird scene. So, like, there's lots of grays in the future. There's no more fun colors of the 90s.
Okay, I am estimating. Okay, so this episode is from 1989. So, and they've got a few kids, and they're not all like little kids. There's like maybe an 9, 10, maybe a 12-year-old in that mix. So I was estimating like the latest this scene might be 2009.
Oh, really? I was thinking it was going to be like exactly 2000 for some reason.
No, that's not enough time because for them to have graduated and had that many kids.
But everyone was dressed up like they are from the Captain EO ride at Disney.
Yeah, it's that just cheesy spacesuit type, more from Orc looking Star Trek kind of outfits that people think we would wear in the future, which that's not what we're wearing.
Yeah, when you're watching a Twilight Zone episode from the 60s and they do an episode that takes place in 1999.
Or like Lost in Space.
We learn that Dwayne married Freddie in the future. They had kids. They named one of the girls Whitley.
Yes, they did. Who, of course, ends up spoiled.
The daughters also have the same, like, flip-top sunglasses that Dwayne has.
All the kids had the flip-top sunglasses.
Shout out to flip-top sunglasses.
Okay, I used to really want a pair of flip-top sunglasses. I'm not gonna lie.
I still do. Don't even say used to. I totally still do.
Okay, maybe I kind of still do, too.
I will get you a pair someday. In the future, Whitley has been married and divorced a ton of times. Like, they say her character's name and it just goes on forever.
It does. And you know what? I think the closed captioning on Netflix skipped one.
There was too many to type.
Yeah. There's definitely like a name that they said that wasn't in the closed captioning.
You know what? The guy that was probably doing the closed captioning just heard 14 last names and was just, fuck it, ...
Nobody's gonna care.
We also learn that Whitley ballooned in weight, too.
Yes, she went all the way up to a size 16.
I believe the Don Lewis ghost tells her that she had to spend some days on the fat farm.
Yeah.
And because she says that Whitley, this is like, I took offense to this part. She said that Whitley became a lonely soap opera watching bonbon poppin' person.
I took offense to that. Yeah, like, okay, I watch soap operas, I don't eat bonbons.
Chill, Don Lewis, chill. We then get a fun moment. You get that whole, like, Whitley has this crazy-ass dream, and it turns her whole life around. It's now the morning. She's a changed woman.
It's like, I gotta embrace the spirit, or I'm gonna become this bitter person who dies, and my poodles and Dwayne show up at my funeral.
Do you think that a dream would really change your life? Because I usually don't remember that many intimate details of a dream.
No, but I think they can affect your mood.
But you would definitely wake up in the morning and be like, oh, fuck, you know what? I'm gonna embrace Christmas. Wherever she got all these decorations from in the last minute.
Yeah, okay. She freaking decorates the room while Kim is sleeping. There's like a lot of glitzy decorations. And, okay, here's the thing. I'm a sound sleeper. Like, when I'm asleep, you cannot wake me. You're gonna have to really wake me up. But I feel if someone's decorating around you and moving around you, like, there's gotta be some kind of disturbance.
Yes, and it's not like she just threw up a few pieces of garland and tinsel, and she went all out. It looks like the Christmas section at Home Goods.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're leaving that day.
They're not even that day. They're leaving in an hour.
So it's like, why did you do this? We're going to clean this all up when we get back.
Yeah, because right when Kim wakes up, Whitley's mom shows up. Ready to go now, Whitley?
Well, it's like Whitley gets up and she's like getting her stuff to go leave because she's invited Freddie to go with her to the south of France.
This dumb thing happens where now Whitley's like, all right, fine, I'll go embrace the south of France. Mama Whitley's like, you know what? Fuck it, let's stay in Richmond.
Mama Whitley just shows her ass up at the college. Like, what was that about? Like, that was not planned. Whitley was like, wait, what the hell are you doing here?
Oh, wait, that was not planned? That was a surprise?
No, I think Whitley was supposed to, meet her in France.
You know what? I didn't pick up on that.
That was not planned, no.
But then Whitley tells Mama that Freddie's coming.
And, it's the one friend she doesn't want her to bring.
Yeah, she's like, if you brought Jaleesa or Kim, I'd be okay with it. But she sees Freddie coming down the stairs, and I think, doesn't, Freddie drop a bunch of shit, all her luggage?
Yeah, she's got, this army surplus kind of bag, an army duffel bag that's huge, but it's only half filled. And it's just Freddie pulls out this fringe bikini thing and it's like, is this okay for the south of France? Or should I just do cutoffs and a tank top?
Mama Whitley is like, you know what? I ain't going to fucking France with this bitch. So instead, she decides to rent a cabin. I don't know how she's going to rent a cabin in Maine.
I know rich people can pretty much do whatever they want, but it's 1989. How the hell do you arrange to rent a house like that?
That wasn't believable. But unless she had something on standby.
I want to know how people used to do stuff like that. That's what I want to know.
I mean, they obviously have fuck you money, so they can do this kind of things.
Yeah, they definitely have fuck you money, so.
They dine with the Pumphreys, whoever they are. The Kennedys of Virginia.
Or at least within that circle type thing.
She decides to go to Maine because it's far away from anybody and no one will see her with Freddie.
So it'll be a quiet holiday and she doesn't have to deal with Freddie embarrassing her.
So she'll still be able to maintain her reputation.
Exactly.
Everything's happy. Everything just kind of wraps up in this neat little A Different World bow and things end well for Whitley, Freddie, and the rest of the gang.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Dwayne still spent a few days alone, but whatever.
He'll be cool. He just probably had a few loose ends he had to tie up. Maybe he had a part-time job.
Yeah, I think he had some work or something, yeah.
I enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed the little song in the middle. I liked the theme song and just seemed Jasmine Guy in general. So I enjoyed that. I definitely would like to select a non-holiday episode of the show at some point in time.
Yes, we'll definitely have to do that.
So what are we doing next week?
Are we doing the movie?
Yes.
I'm so excited to do this because I have a lot to say already.
So we are doing a movie which is a sequel because we love to do sequels. And this involves a small child who accidentally gets separated from his family and wanders around a city all by himself and stops crime.
Because that's what he does.
Macaulay Culkin's Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Yes!
And we're going to have a special guest on the episode as well. Someone who has never seen this.
Yeah, I still cannot believe he hadn't seen this.
Someone who is an adult in his 30s and has not seen the movie. So we're going to get a fresh-eyed view of the movie of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. So join us next week. And as always...
Bye!